further ado, you and me to the end of eternity beginning naturally. You gotta show me love.
What's good? What's good? Okay, so as I said before, um, some came across my table, right? And it just made so much sense because they'll put the narrative out there about what they want you to believe. But this is bigger than Nino Brown. You know, that's one of my slogans. It's bigger than Nino Brown. You understand? And what you mean by that? This bigger than Nino Brown. Well, they were saying that Nino Brown was this big drug dealer that's, polluting the community, selling drugs to the elderly, and he's getting rich, and people dying, and you're killing your people. But Nino Brown, like, you know what? I get what I'm doing, but how do we get the guns here? How do we get the drugs here? Like, come on, we're in the hood. We don't have access to guns and drugs and things of that matter. Y'all put it here. You understand? So he said this is bigger than Nino Brown. This is a government operation. So that's what this bigger than Nino Brown thing is. Like, yeah, I'm part of the problem, but I'm not the problem. If you don't put it here, then we won't be able to get hold of this to pollute the community. So you want this done as much as we're doing it. You understand what I'm saying? It's a narrative. Now, the guy that's behind me, who is this guy? I know a lot of y'all ask, like, who is this guy? Okay. I'm not going to tell you, right? I'm going to let y'all just see who this guy is, right? I'm going to let y'all see who this guy is. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Now, what I'm going to do is, because somebody else did this documentary, right? And I'm not going to say a documentary, but he brought it to my attention. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to let y'all hear from him because, I want to see if y'all going to get the same reaction that I got. You understand what I'm saying? See if y'all going to get the same reaction that I got. But it's deep, and when, like, as I said earlier, give me 1 second. I'm trying to see something. Okay. All right, so this what I'm going to do. I'm going to let y'all see what I ended up saying earlier. Number one, I'm going to start off with some pictures, right? Now, the guy in the back, his name Peter, right? He's involved in this sex ring scandal, right? Which I believe, got sentenced in the Bahamas. But again, I just rather I'm going to show y'all some pictures, then I'm going to play the video and let y'all go from there so y'all can see. Let me play the pictures first. Now, this here, you see that? I'm going to make sure it's showing. That's him. Y'all see it, right? Now I want y'all to see this for a reason. That's him, right? Let's do another one. That's him, right? All right. Let's do another one. That's him, right? I'm going somewhere here. All right, let's do another one. That's him, right? Is this showing or what? Give me 1 second. Hold on. I think something, let me see. Um, let's try this again. Because I'm not seeing what I need to see. Give me 1 second. It's not showing. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. Got some difficulties here. Let me see. Current application. Let's see. Okay. Let's see, we got it now. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. So now, yeah, so y'all see this guy here? I want y'all to see that. All right, that's one. Let's do this one too. You see him? I'm glad I got my other my other phone working. I want y'all to see this. Y'all see the guy, right? You see all the women with him, right? It's big, trust me. All right, let's do this one. Now y'all notice him. Look at the bottom. That's him at the bottom in the square. And at the top, that's, you see him? And that's him again. You see him? I think y'all getting the picture here. All righty. Let's do another one. Right? Okay. So I want to show that first, right? Now, let's get back into what I want to get into. I'm gonna show y'all this here. So for the next maybe close to an hour, I'm gonna let him do the talking. Y'all follow along, and we can go from there. Let's do it. Let's do it. And it might be some ads. I ain't on bad ads. I ain't got $20, so y'all might have to fight through a few ads, but bear with me. It's very important that y'all listen and y'all see what I'm talking about, and then you can make your own decision and start thinking back. I'll give you my input after this video. After I finish this video, then I give you my input.
So getting back to 50 Cent now, that I had to go back and re-break all that down for all those people that that don't understand the backstory, right? Let's start with the more recent story. Diddy sent 50 flowers. Now, once again, I know everybody's not street smart, right? I know everybody's not street smart. And I know a lot of people haven't been to jail or visited people in jail or know people in the federal penitentiary, right? For one, if you think that Diddy sent 50 flowers, right? You just aren't privy to how much the federal government or the federal penitentiary works, where their phone calls are monitored, right? Niggas is talking on the phone. It's monitored, right? You think you think that Diddy, and we all know Diddy's motto or Bad Boys motto is Bad Boys Move in Silence, right? And I promise, I'm sitting here, I am not capping for Diddy. I'm just going off black and white facts and research, right? The fact is, Diddy got an appeal in less than 30 days. Remember that, first and foremost. Diddy got an appeal in 30 days. You think he's going to risk the feds hear him on the phone, tell somebody, yo, go buy some flowers and send it to 50 Cent show? and put his name on the goddamn card. That could be taken as a threat, right? You really think that Diddy, next month, he got an appeal. He could be home next month if he wins this appeal. You think this nigga is dumb enough to get on the phone and tell somebody to go buy some flowers and take it to 50 Cent show where this person is going to be on, first of all, they're going to have to sign something for the delivery to drop the flowers off, right? You just can't deliver something to a person via a courier and not sign for it, right? That's one. Two, you think this nigga's gonna say something on the phone that could trace back to him that's gonna blow his whole appeal or him catching a new charge? Knowing that if he did send 50 some flowers, that this nigga's gonna say, now he ain't gonna keep it G and be like, oh, this nigga wanna send me some flowers? Yeah, all right. This nigga went straight to the internet. Yo, this nigga Diddy send me flowers. Dry snitching, right? Me personally, I think somebody, a Craze fan, anybody would sit there and send this nigga some flowers that ain't feeling what he doing and put Diddy name. Why would Diddy send this nigga flowers and put Diddy or his name on the card, my nigga? Like, y'all really believe that? That this nigga is in the federal jail and he gonna send this nigga flowers, bro? He really gonna get on a monitored phone and tell somebody in his family or one of his homeboys or one of his goons, yo, go buy this nigga some flowers and bring it to his show. And make sure you put my name on the card. Come on, y'all, man. Come on, please, man. Like, come on, man. Get a nigga Diddy some goddamn credit, y'all. Like a nigga can't be that stupid. Would you do that? If you was in the feds and you got 3 years, right? Would you risk catching a new charge, sending a threatening ass mail package to somebody? And you got an appeal in a month. To a nigga that get on the internet and say, tell everything. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. I don't know who 50 working for. I don't, he say that this is all because Diddy tried to take him shopping, right? Remember, these niggas was cool at one point, right?
Get your hand out my pocket.
Look at this.
Get your hand out my pocket. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing on the channel. Get your hand out my pocket, man. Look at me when I'm talking. I see, yo. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, man. I see what you're doing. Nah, look at me, man. I see what you're doing, man. Yeah, you gonna make me. I tell you right now, when I want to work with Diddy, I'm gonna physically put my hands on somebody for the ratings. Because he's not gonna outdo me. I'm gonna go central book. Yeah, I'm used to it. I know what it is. But get your hand out my pocket. Yeah, definitely. I was looking for you. Get your hand out my pocket, man. Get your hand out my pocket. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing on the channel.
You see how he touching Diddy clothes? Yo, look at this. Look at this. Like he pulling on his clothes. But you got a problem with this nigga taking you shopping, but you checking his swag, right? You checking out his swag. You checking out his clothes. You touching him, but you felt funny about him wanting to take you shopping. You admiring his clothes. You admiring his clothes, meaning you like what he got on. So if he told you, yo, I'll take you shopping, whatever, it could be some funny business, or the nigga could have been really trying to put you up on some fashion, right? Now I told you what Diddy said. He said the nigga 50, according to Charlucci, Diddy said the backstory about him taking the nigga shopping, he said they was having a conversation about getting in certain rooms and being around certain people. And Diddy was telling the nigga, yo, nigga, you got to change the way you dress. Right? Right?
Get your yeah, definitely. I was looking for you. Get your hand out my pocket, man. Get your hand out my pocket. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing on the channel. Get your hand out my pocket, man. Look at me when I'm talking to you. I see, yo, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, man. I see what you're doing. Nah, look at me, man. I see what you're doing, man. Yeah, you're gonna make it. Okay, I'll tell you all right now. When I want to make it, I'm gonna physically put my hands on somebody for the ratings. Because he's not gonna outdo me. I'm gonna physically. I'm gonna go central book. Yeah. I'm used to it. I know what it is. Get your hand on my pocket. Get off my channel, boy. You got the right show. Have you seen that? Let Donald Trump see it. Yeah.
So it wasn't always drama with these niggas. This nigga, he's sitting there showing you that he was checking out Diddy fashion, checking out his clothes, right? So what is this really about? Is it this or is it the baby mama thing? Is it he tried to take him shopping or that he messed with his baby mom? Because remember, before Diddy messed with 50's baby mother, 50 was messing with Diddy's baby mother, Misa Hilton. See, a lot of y'all don't know that because y'all wasn't around. Y'all ain't been in the game. I remember when the nigga went and do the deal with Mace. You know, he wanted $2 million for Mace, and they started beefing over that. Then 50 started dating Misa, started messing with Diddy baby mother. So Diddy got him back. See, a lot of y'all don't know that. 50 messed with his baby mother first. So the nigga got him back.
So, right. So that's one, right? That's one aspect of it. Now, right now, that's just the narrative. So what is two more parts to it. That's just the opening act. It's going to get real deep. Again, you know, the guy that I told you about, the guy that I showed you the pictures about. Watch this. Now remember I showed you all them pictures. Check this out. You know, give me 1 second. Hold on. Check this out. Check this out. So that's one. Let's do. Which one was second? Which one was third? Okay. So we're gonna do the second video right here and try to, you know, get that, you know, try to get that up and running. Let me see something. Okay. All right, so let's do this. Now, the guy that y'all listen to, his name is Choke No Joke. You know, y'all want to follow him, it'd be good to follow him. He got great content, like, he get to the bottom of a lot of things. Now, he's not know anybody. He has got, ties in Hollywood, I'm talking about. And he worked for Def Jam with Damon Dash. He know Jay-Z. He been in a lot of circles with a lot of these famous people, I'm talking about. So he still got connections. He still got insights, and he can go back and give you old story. You know what I'm saying? He know Diddy. He know Biggie and things like that, So, people like that is somebody I'll listen to other than somebody on the internet who wasn't born during certain time frames, right? All right, so let's get to this next video. Yeah.
"50 baby mama." And Jane Doe. What do you see here? What do you see here? Now think about Diddy, right? This is before Diddy. Nygaard, a former fashion mogul, was recently sentenced in Canada after being convicted on multiple counts of sexual assault, right? And look who was linked to him, allegedly, right? I'm not done.
It's about to get deep.
Let me show you more.
Now, Peter Nikon, that's the pictures that I showed y'all earlier. I sent y'all 6 different pictures with all these women. Check it out. Definitely Joy is 50 Cent.
Now that you know who
Baby mama.
Peter Nygaard is, right? And you see that they allege that Suelyn was his madam, and they allege that Daphne was dating him, right? Look here. Former fashion mogul Peter Nygaard has been sentenced to 11 years in prison for sexually assaulting 4 women in Toronto. The sentence was handed down in September 2024 by Superior Court Justice Robert Goldstein, who called Nygaard a sexual predator. Now remember, Diddy is going through this at the same time, y'all, right? Details and sentencing the case. Sentenced 11 years in prison, time served, Nygaard, 83, received the credit for time already spent in custody since his 2020 arrest, meaning he has about 6.7 years left to serve. Parole eligibility. He will be eligible for full parole in about 2 years. Conviction. In November 2023, a jury found him guilty of 4 counts of sexual assault for attacks that occurred between the late 1980s and 2005 at his company headquarters in downtown Toronto. He was acquitted of 5th sexual assault count and 1 count of forcible confinement. Judge Goldstein stated that he used his wealth and his power to commit 4 sexual assaults and show no empathy for his victims. Now look, ongoing legal challenges, right? The Toronto sentencing is not the end for Nygaard's legal issues. He faces other charges in different jurisdictions. Winnipeg, Montreal. I care about the United States, right? United States, when his Canadian cases are finished, when his Canadian cases are finished, he is expected to be extradited to the United States, where he's facing federal charges of sex trafficking and racketeering involving allegations from dozens of women and minor age girls across the globe, right? Now, how many of y'all remember Kanye West?
Smart founders know something most people miss. Get your domain name even if you're not ready to launch your business.
About that.
Going to Diddy's trial, right? And how many of y'all remember Jane Doe testifying that she went to Kanye West and he was having a freak off, and Kanye was saying, came to testify that she allegedly offered to bring him sex workers, right? Kanye has no idea that allegedly these women are tied to Peter Nygaard. He probably know it now watching this, right? Let me show you some photos, right? And then I'm gonna tell y'all a story that's gonna blow your mind.
I like this guy joke. You know what I'm saying? Choke no joke. You know, he got good content. Real stuff.
Who's that right there with Peter Nygaard? Suelyn, right? Right? Who's this? Suelyn. Watch this. Who's this? Okay. I think y'all catching on now. Who's this? Who's this? Are y'all catching on yet? Let me ask you a question again. Do you know who this is now? You know who this is now? You know who this is? That's Peter Nygaard. Now let me show you this. Wait a minute. Let me try to see something here. Okay. Check this out. Now, this is where I believe when he gets extradited to the United States, it's going to be a lot of niggas scared. And niggas better be paying attention to this one right now. This is where Diddy got caught up in, he didn't know. Right? Now, check this out. If you late, you came in late. Don't talk about I'm showing pictures and I ain't say who it is. Nigga, you came in late. Check it out. Instagram model, NYC talent agency among Peter Nygaard co-conspirators. See, they co-conspirators, but in Diddy's case, Jane Doe and Cassie wasn't co-conspirators, right? But in this joint, they co-conspirators, right? Named in new lawsuits. Nygaard's top girlfriend, Instagram model Suelyn Medeiros, or Medeiros, whatever you want to say, how you pronounce it, right? Traffic women to be raped, lawsuit alleges. It's Peter Nygaard and Suelyn at Virgin United's Midnight Gala in 2007. The photo appears in the civil lawsuit filed in New York on November 12th, alleging that the New York talent agent and agency conspired to sex traffic a 17-year-old Canadian girl to be raped.
You think you're fine after a car accident until this happens. Most people don't realize that even accidents that seem minor can...
Update: Jane Doe voluntarily dismissed the civil lawsuit against Jonathan Barham on October 21st, 2021.
We got paid.
The lawsuit against the talent agency Warren and Barron Management LLC is still ongoing. Two women who allege fashion executive Peter Nygaard raped them when they were teenagers are suing Nygaard's so-called top girlfriend and recruiter. She's allegedly like the Ghislaine Maxwell to the Jeffrey Epstein story, right? Allegedly. And the talent agent and agency represent her. The accusations are made in two separate lawsuits filed in the United States in which the women allege the defendants alleged the defendants conspired to provide Nygaard with a steady pool of victims. The first lawsuit was filed in Miami by a Florida woman on October 22nd. She claimed Nygaard raped her in 2010 when she was 18, and that the Instagram model Suelyn was partially to blame for the alleged luring her to the Bahamas, right? The woman is seeking damages under the U.S. federal trafficking statute. Her identity is protected, and she is only known as Jane Doe in the court documents. Jane Doe, who is now 29, alleges that Suelyn had befriended her, then lured her and coerced her to travel to Nygaard's private compound in the Bahamas. Doe claims Suelyn then told her she was required to have sex with Nygaard. The allegations are outlined in the lawsuit. I'm not going to click on these lawsuits, right? The lawsuit said Doe suffered physical, psychological, and financial and reputational harm. That's the island where his compound is, right there. Peter Nygaard lived in the Bahamas at Nygaard Cay for 40 years before returning to Canada in 2019. A Florida woman alleges in 2010 Suelyn lured her to the fashion designer's compound so that she could be raped by him. I can't breathe. I can't face the world because of that, because I feel like so much light and happiness was taken from me, Jane Doe said in an interview with the CBC. In 2010, she was 18. She saw Suelyn in the Chris Brown music video and decided to send her a message via Twitter. To her surprise, Suelyn wrote back. She said Suelyn followed her on Twitter and the two started talking. Then one day, the model invited the teen to a party she was hosting in Miami, according to the lawsuit. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so amazing. She's so beautiful. I want to be like her, said Jane Doe. After the party, Jane Doe said Suelyn asked if she wanted to come with her to a fashion designer's friend's private island in the Bahamas for a fun weekend, the lawsuit said. She like, we fly you over there and it's amazing. There's jet skis and parasailing. It's a billionaire's private island. I was like, awesome. Hell yeah. Like, I was a kid and I'm like, this is how celebrities live, and now I'm going to be like one, said Jane Doe. Jane Doe said it wasn't until she got to the island that Suelyn told her why she was really there. Suelyn instructed Jane Doe that she was required to have sex with Nygaard against Jane Doe's wishes, stating that she shouldn't worry because sex with Nygaard wasn't that bad and it would be over really fast and easy, or it would be really fast and easy, alleges the lawsuit. It goes on to say that Nygaard forced the 18-year-old into his bedroom, held her arms down, and raped her. The next morning, he allegedly handed Jane Doe $500 as a payment, according to the lawsuit. The lawsuit said that Suelyn lived in Nygaard's Marina Del Rey compound for at least 5 years. That's California. Received significant cash, salary, jewelry, plastic surgery, stem cell injections, and cars in exchange for trafficking victims, including Jane Doe to Nygaard. In August 2019, Suelyn visited Nygaard at the Falcon Lake, to do damage control, including concocting lies in which Nygaard instructed Suelyn to falsely claim she was always with him for wide swaths of time so she could be his alibi, the lawsuit alleges, adding that she flew in to Winnipeg in June 2020 to continue orchestrating the web of lies. Suelyn has not filed a statement of defense. In an email to the CBC News, her lawyer Jane and Jonathan said Miss Suelyn vehemently denies these false and salacious allegations and look forward to the court dismissing these baseless claims. In this picture right here, the lawsuit includes the photo of Suelyn and claims she visited Nygaard's compound and Falcon Lake, man, to do damage control August 2019, including,
So, right, let me say this, right? So you see how the girl, he said that she was 18 years old, right? So the girl 18 years old and she looking at this other woman, how she living. She living, this extravagant life. She driving Porsches, Ferraris. She got the best purses, hair done. She know all the people. She getting in the best clubs, you know what I mean? And she want to be a part of that, right? Want to be a part of that. So she hit on Twitter and she hit her back. And like, yeah, girl, come on, so now you think you got a direct plug. And like I told you, anytime you dealing with Hollywood, you got to give something up. We said that the other day about the rap game, about the music, the movie game. You got to give something up. You understand what I'm saying? So we where we at right now, we understand from 50 to this Peter Nygaard to Suelyn. So what Suelyn does is she sex traffic women, young girls, and get them out to the Bahamas or Montreal or Winnipeg. Why? Because if you will have to face their charge is different over there than over here. You know what I'm saying? But now they do like sex trafficking. Like if you fly a person from this state to that state, now they saying that you sex trafficking women, right? But remember, these things was done years ago. That wasn't really out like that. That was okay to fly a woman from over here to get raped, this and that. Now they starting to double back on a lot of old laws and they digging up skeletons and saying, you know what, we can, notice why people like Bill Cosby, you understand what I'm saying? When that happened to Bill Cosby, you know what I'm talking about, that, they saying that they raping women. After I do this last clip, I'm going with it. And then I'm saying, I'll give you my, my final thoughts and we can go there. Now, like I said again, I wanted, him to do it because he already did the research. There ain't no use me going back and doing it when he did it already. Now, this the piece here that's about to go crazy on y'all. So this the piece here. Right here. So this the one here that's gonna, tell you everything you need to know. Then I'll go from there. Let's get it.
this is alleged, right? But if allegedly Suelyn was his madam and was running girls to the Bahamas, I'm gonna tell you a crazy ass story right now, right? There's a model by the name of Angel Lola Love, or she used to go by the name. She go by the name of Lola Monroe now, right? I was dating her manager at one time. This is around 2005, right? Somewhere around 2005 or after, right? Her manager, we laid up. It's about 2 a.m. Her manager calls me. I mean, Angel calls her manager, right? And when Angel calls her manager, she's crying and everything, distraught, right? And she like, yo, what's going on? What's wrong? Da 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 da. She is at the Bahamas, right? Now she went to the Bahamas to do a Black Men shoot for Black Men magazine, right? And I told you I know the editor in chief of Black Men magazine. So he took them out there to do a photo shoot, right? And more recently, he reminded me we went to 50 Cent house, and the girl suelyn was with us when we went to 50 house, right? I remember him having models, but I don't remember her in particular, right? But this is way back in 2005, right? So Angel, when she calls, she's crying and stuff, and she's like, yo, you know, this nigga they won't let me leave. Like the nigga, like, I gotta sleep with him or I can't leave the compound. So we like, yo, we'll send you a plane ticket, whatever. You know, we'll give you money to get a plane ticket, whatever, and stuff, right? So to make a long story short, I can't remember exactly what happened, but I do remember her calling and crying and saying that the nigga would not let her leave because she had to sleep with him, right? Fast forward today, I come to find out that this is the Peter Nygaard dude, right? So I go start digging. That's how I came to all of this, right? I go look up the magazine, right? Because I'm like, wait a minute. Now remember, the girl suelyn, right? So I go, this is Angel, right? So I go pull up Angel and I Google her and black men's, right?
Voice is simply faster, more natural, and more flexible than typing. He said he's voice pilled, and I can see why. Whisperflow delivers what Reed calls
I hate these ads.
And bam, it pops up. What do you read on the bottom left-hand side? This was the photo shoot that she called and was crying about. And look where she's at. Can y'all see that? So I'm like, oh. So now I go and start looking, right? And I'm looking at all the girls that was going over to the Bahamas. And they all going over there, right? And now you see suelyn, right? Who allegedly became this dude, Madam, right? So not only did Angel go over there, and Angel was definitely not running no chicks over there, and she damn sure was crying, so she didn't go over there to F or to have sex, rather, right? But here's the interesting thing. Look who else did black men's over there. You recognize her now, don't you? Not only was she over there, look who else was over there. You know who that is, right? I guess I don't have to tell you. Right? Tell me if you recognize this one. Who you find in it? Who do you spot in this one?
It's your boy T.I.
Now, once again,
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation.
Hey, these commercials, they terrible.
this is allegedly, right? Now, y'all remember in the trial when Jane Doe said that Diddy was dating her best friend and she went behind Diddy back? Went behind her girlfriend back and started dating her, right? Allegedly, I believe that was Suelyn. So I got one more to show y'all. Watch this. This is going to really, really, really blow your head off.
Let's go, choke. Let's go, baby. Let's go, man. Supposed to have this shit together.
Yeah, I hope y'all sitting down for this one. Suelyn's rumored to have a threesome with 50 Cent's ex-lover and boyfriend. Brazilian model Suelyn had a birthday threesome, and this is all alleged, check myself legally, right? Rumored, right? Brazilian model Suelyn had a birthday threesome with 50 Cent's ex-girlfriend Daphne Joy and her sex tape co-star, according to new rumors. Bossip claimed to have caught wind of a particularly freaky story involving three: the celebrations for Suelyn's 25th birthday in Los Angeles last year, ending with the three heading back to carry on the party after hours. We hear that the three continue to party in the evening, well into the wee hours of the night after the clubs were closed. The sites reveal, where did you go after the club is closed, eh? Sounds like a wild night of freaky times to us. Daphne Joy has reportedly been in a separate scandal of her own, with Bossip also claiming that 50 Cent once embroiled in beef with Joy's comedian boyfriend, D. Ray Davis, star of Barbershop film series and Kanye West College Dropout and Late Registration album. D. Ray threatened to blackball Joy from the modeling industry after finding out her fling with 50 Cent, but later backed down after the rapper reportedly told him to back off or else. Suelyn, who has previously been linked with Chris Brown, hit the headlines last November after a sex tape starring her and her boyfriend was leaked online. The model claimed to have sought out legal advice to find the source of the leak and prevent it from being spread online, saying, "My mother can't stop crying."
I lost 50.
I don't know why these females get out here and get to having sex, making sex tapes. Then, like a lot of people want that to be leaked. That way, I guess you think you get stardom like that. But most of these people that's doing sex tape, they know what's going on. Don't be fooled by that, man. They don't care.
I got one more thing to show y'all. It's going to knock you out your seat. Guess who else Suelyn is cool with?
Hmm. Right there.
So I need to tell y'all who that is?
We know who that is. That's Young Cassidy. Now it's starting to make sense, y'all. Now it's making sense.
And she's only 18 then, way before Diddy. That's Suelyn in the yellow shirt. Now, I want y'all to start thinking. Could Diddy have been lined up? Did all these dudes in the industry think that it was over with Diddy? And who is 50 Cent doing this all for right now? This is all for him? He just doing this for entertainment? Suelyn been running with Cassie since she was 18, allegedly. Now think of all the stuff that you heard in the trial about the freak offs, about Jane Doe popping up to Kanye West's freak off. And offering allegedly that she could get sex workers. Think about how Cassie and Jane Doe weren't charged with anything. They wasn't co-conspirators. I'm telling y'all, in my opinion, I think it's Diddy is the tip of the iceberg. All the niggas that been running around and sleeping with these girls and this, that, and the third. These girls might be working. And I ain't talking about working in the sense of the other sense of selling coochie. I mean working in the sense of probably lining niggas up. Diddy got lucky because, as you can see, Peter Nygaard didn't get lucky. He got 11 years. This nigga's 80-something years old. And he got to come to the U.S. after he finished his time, by the grace of God, if he do all his time and don't pass away in there. And he was messing with the stem cells stuff, which is a whole other show. Like, I can't even get into that. Like, Jesus Christ.
Excuse
Y'all see where we going with it? You know, again,
The stem cell stuff is like adrenochrome. So now, when you look at Diddy, if you look at 50, keep going at Diddy, and then his baby mama ain't nowhere in that documentary. What is this really about? What is this really about?
So, you know, y'all pretty much got it there. You know, that's kind of where what I want to show so y'all can see what I seen. Let me try to do something here. Give me 1 second. One second. So let's say Cassidy during the time she met Diddy, right? Cassidy was 19 years old and Diddy was 37. In that picture, she was 18 years old. You get it? And she was broke. She was broke to P. Diddy. But remember, Cassidy dated some other dude, right? And then they brought him to Diddy. It was a whole play, man. The whole thing was a play. And that's what I mean. And remember, Kanye West freak off. So remember, if you go to my other video where I say Dark Side of Music Industry, if you go search my files, actually, you know what? I might link that video to this one. But remember, when Amber Rose, you know, it came out that Kanye West like a thumb up his behind, right? So Kanye West, he like the thumb up his behind, right? Allegedly. Let me start saying that. So they've been going crazy on my page, right? I think I'm shadow banned now. So um, you know, when they asked Amber Rose, like, you know, which finger can you can you rest like, you know, and what was told when they asked her that on a video. She said, if you want the finger, you'll have to use my whole fist. In other words, Kanye West, she putting her fist up his ass or big ass dildos. Remember, somebody said something when Kanye West was walking and he turned around and he went to attack the dude. Like, hey, you know, it's a reporter. You know, and remember, I think another dude seen Kanye West at around the time this came out. And what he do, he ran over there, you know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden you taking pictures with fans and stuff like that. Before then, he like, man, I don't want to be bothered, woo woo. So around the time that came out, Kanye West was doing a lot of, you know, you know, caking. You know, he was all of a sudden he was this good person, you know, man, and he wasn't all that rough, ralph, crazy stuff. From Amber Rose, he went to Kim Kardashian, another white girl. From Kim Kardashian, now he went with his designer, who looked like Kim Kardashian. All these white women. Remember, when you're dealing with women, these white women, they'll do something strange for us to change. Now, all these women in these pictures, remember I showed you the pictures earlier. That's why I showed you all the pictures. This the dude, Peter Niger, right? All these women that here around. You know what I'm saying? That's in this picture, that's six. This man been around all these women young. All these women is 19. Look at them. 19, 20, 18, maybe 17. Look at this one right here. You see her right here? Right here. She look young. Super young. And this one right here. Super young. You can, and I'm black, man. I'm telling you right now, they 19 and under. And as the girl say, she get over there to the Bahamas and they won't let her leave. They won't let her leave, so they holding her against her will. You understand? So it all ties up, and that's why I say I'd rather let him tell the story because he was actually dating the manager. So this is his story to tell. I just want to share it. You know, I'm not gonna go steal, you know, content. You know, I'm just gonna let. I'm gonna get him the, you know, and I'm just doing a reaction to it. But it's crazy. So now that you seen all that, remember she met. So Sue, what's the girl name's Suelyn? Pretty much gather women, go to the clubs, meet them. Remember the Jane Doe that got raped when he said she called him. Remember that. Now, outside that, she said she allegedly got raped. He said she got the phone call where he left her manager. They sent her a plane ticket. You know, now you dealing with Cassidy. Now remember, Cassidy, she wanted to be in the music business. You know, so yes, going to Bad Boys, like you just can't walk to Bad Boys and get in there and get a contract. So Cassidy already been, you know, prepped and doing some things. She already been doing freakouts before she met Diddy. You understand? Dealing with Suelyn. Now, you know, she's the one that's calling the men to come there, and that's why she didn't have no problem doing these freaks out with the Punishers and all these other dudes, and she won't urine in her face. Now it started to make sense. Now it started to make sense. This been going on. This been going on. You know what I mean? Cassie just another 18-year-old girl that Suelyn met. But Suelyn was allegedly a model, and all these young women she was getting. And you get a woman because you'll get more trust. Like, girl, yeah, woo this, woo that. He cool. Look, he's sweet, short. Look, you cool with me. Like, and y'all young women, I say this for y'all to wake up. Because a lot of y'all not coming home. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all see certain things, and like right now, these Instagram models who's raising you, these Glorillas, these Megan Stallions, these Sassy Reds, this is what y'all look up to. And y'all don't understand the half of it. You understand what I'm saying? And now, when you start to hear backstories, that's why when people like, man, I hate 50 Cent, he bogus. Like, bro, y'all don't even know what y'all be talking about. Man, Donald Trump did this and that. Y'all don't know what y'all be talking about. All this stuff is bigger than what you see. Trust me. What's really going on, you're not going to see it. You have to have somebody that really got insight in order to find out what's really going on. You understand what I'm saying? So now, as again, when you start looking at the Diddy thing, you know, like on training day, by the time, you know, the rookie officer, by the time he decided to go bad on Denzel Washington, bro, you already been lined up. You done did PCP. You know what I'm saying? You done been involved in a drug bust, stealing drugs. There's a lot of he been lined up and didn't even know it. They line you up in the door. So by the time they bring you in, hey, bro, we already got you, man. We got you doing this. We got you doing that. That's really what it's about. And so all these young women, a lot of women coming up not missing, not being found. They've been missing. A lot of these women missing, but they being sex trafficked. A lot of them. And this reign goes on a lot. You know, get young women, get them overseas, do this and that, because the young woman want fame. Same way Aaliyah came to R. Kelly. Her mama, you know, allegedly okayed it. You know, at 16. But, you know, again, back then, 16 was different than the 16 now. You know, 16 back then, I think it was kind of legal. You know what I mean? So a lot of older men was dating 16. 16, if you was 16, a guy usually back in the 90s deal with you. 16 today, like, because the women now is like, you know, I don't think they have as much training, much sense. They're not being raised in a two-parent household, more likely. So, you know, they more of just looking for the fame and fortune. You know what I mean? They'll do anything. They'll sell their body. And then you gonna have the cases come up like you know, you got the Kanikas and, you know what I'm saying, you got the girl that go to Mexico. It's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of women is becoming unalive because y'all don't understand. Y'all see dudes, you know what I'm saying, like this guy here, and y'all just thinking like, hey, you know, all the women with them, so we good, and all they got for all y'all to be in a van, and they'll take all y'all to a home and put y'all in rooms, you know, and separate. They made a movie about that. What's the dude that played? You know, the dude. You know, what's Buddy name? That dude with his daughter get kidnapped and he got to go get his daughter back, and they got sex rings. Or when you do the Denzel Washington movie, what's his name? Equalizer. You know, about the girl being sex trafficked. I think that was in the second one. You know, things like that. This stuff is serious, man. You know, stop looking up to these so-called movie stars, these Instagram models. You want to just be seen so bad. You want to have the best purses. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to say this right now. Women, I want you to listen to me. Truth is stranger than fiction. Christ said, for those who have an ear, let them hear.